Welcome to the Free Birth Podcast, a supportive space for people who are learning, exploring, and celebrating their autonomous choices in childbirth. Together, we'll unpack truths, share personal stories, and claim our ability to birth freely and intuitively. Here's your host, Emily Saldea.
Lots of different ways to interact with Free Birth Society and our work in the world. We have our flagship course, The Complete Guide to Free Birth, which is an incredible online course jam-packed with everything we think one would want to know to feel confident to birth in their power. We also recently released a companion course full of meditations, sacred rituals, and journaling prompts to support in releasing fear and tuning in to your ancient womb wisdom. We, of course, have our private membership if you're looking for a community of like-minded, radical, and wild women, and you can apply for that on our website. We offer personalized, one-on-one transformational coaching with a focus on learning the tools to move out of victim consciousness and into self-responsibility, which is, quite frankly, freedom. And it's worth mentioning that if you've been drooling over our Mother Lovin' Retreat in Dominican Republic this coming February, we do have a few spots left open, and you should totally come join us in a magical week in paradise. Find out more about all of this on our website, freebirthsociety.com. This week, we have Mari from Tennessee, who shares her powerful and sometimes hilarious VBAC story. After Mari had a completely unnecessary surgical birth, she committed to doing it her way this time and navigated a wild pregnancy and a fearless VBAC.
I would say literally when I got pregnant the first time. Before that, I had no thoughts, desires to have children. It just wasn't on my wavelength until I met my husband. I don't know. He must have did some type of witchcraft on me.
As
I was
they
like,
do.
I want to have all this man's babies. I want to. So I have to give you a bit of background on me and him. So we got together. He wrote me on Facebook. We got together. We moved in together 3 weeks later. 2 months later, I was pregnant.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He wrote you on Facebook and didn't know you?
No, okay. We kind of knew each other. We live in the same city. We
Okay.
actually grew up down the street from each other and didn't know it.
That's adorable.
But we kind of, just kind of knew from the city. But he wrote me on
Okay.
Facebook and was like, hey, I would love to take you out sometimes. Boom. Been talking ever since. Moved in 3 weeks later. Done deal.
Just on.
Yeah. So I got pregnant 2 months later, and it was intentional.
Wow.
It was very intentional, but I don't think I had really thought about what having a child means. It didn't hit me until I was pregnant.
Sure.
Because before that, I was, oh my gosh, I thought breastfeeding was disgusting. I was not the person I am today. I don't know. But all of that changed. I started researching stuff. I had more natural-minded friends teaching me about vaccines and everything. And I would definitely say that's when my mother journey started. That's when I got passionate about everything. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck all of this. I want to do it this way. Why has no one told me about this?
Yeah.
So yeah, it started right then there, 2015. So I didn't have any knowledge about care providers. I didn't know if I wanted an OB. Didn't really know anything about midwives. But one woman I know suggested I go to this midwife in my town. Okay, so I make an appointment with her. I know from the jump, not what I want to do. She didn't care about any of my questions. It was just kind of like, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. Real in and out type of appointment. I don't like hospitals to begin with. It didn't sit right in my spirit. So I was like, nah, can't do this. I get on Google, start researching about alternatives, find out about midwives. I go to the first midwife that I found in my city, which was first mistake. Please always do your research. But I go to the first midwife I find. She was cool. I'm not even going to lie. We had prenatal sessions, taught us a lot,
Mm.
breastfeeding, vaccines, everything that obstetricians are not going to teach you. I learned from going to this midwife. Um, in the end, though, when I was about 30, I was actually exactly 39 weeks pregnant. I don't know. It's like she started getting irritated. I don't know. Maybe because she had so many clients. But she told me my fundal height wasn't increasing, which we know is a damn lie because as you get further into the pregnancy, it can stop increasing. It can even decrease because the baby's getting lower. Duh, I know this now. At that time, I didn't know any better though. So she sends me to the hospital for like 3 or 4 ultrasounds. Why didn't anyone tell me how dangerous ultrasounds are?
Aw.
But yeah, so we get to the hospital. They're like, yeah, your frontal height's decreasing. Baby's not growing. You have low fluid. Baby's cord is around his neck. Just,
All
all
the
this
stuff.
stuff, stuff that they like to tell you.
Oh.
So I'm crying. My midwife's like, I think you need to go ahead and go to the hospital, get induced. Yeah, so my husband drags me to the hospital. He's trying to motivate me. I'm bawling my eyes
Oh,
out.
brutal.
I don't want to go to the hospital. This is not, I planned on having a water birth at the midwife's home. That's what I wanted to do. But get to the hospital, they induced me with conservative. That didn't work. I only progressed to 1 centimeter, duh, because my body's not ready. They tried to give me cytotec. I did a quick Google on that and it was like, no. So I told them no. Nurse is like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You can't believe everything you read on Google. Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my God.
not gonna do this, not gonna do this. So they give me Pitocin. Don't know why I allowed that, but they gave me Pitocin, had me in labor for over 24 hours. I only produced, I want to say to 2 centimeters. Wasn't working. Then all of a sudden, the doctor comes in the room. It's like, you have preeclampsia. We need to do an emergency C-section.
Wow. That's
I feel
bold.
fine, exactly. And now looking back, even even if I hadn't done what I'm about to say, I should have known. But after all this happened, I requested my medical records, and I did not have preeclampsia. Um, I guess I could just back up. I'm sorry, but anyway,
Okay.
preeclampsia diagnosis, emergency C-section. Horrible. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh.
Shivering, shaking. There's like 20 people in the room, no lie, a bunch of interns, all just, oh my God, look at this, sir. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they get off on. And
Mm.
it pisses me off. Like, I'm an experiment for these people. We are literally experiments for them. But yeah, so C-section,
Mm.
my son is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him. After they bring him back in the room, they do tell me that his blood sugar was a little bit low, so we gave him some formula. Yeah. I said, would my colostrum not be enough? Oh, well, it's hospital protocol to just give formula.
How violating.
Exactly. But at that
Wow.
point, I'm so, out of it and traumatized.
Oh, what can you do?
I
Yeah.
can't, yeah, that's what there's nothing I can do. I can't, I'm not going to fight this. I'm not going to fight.
You
But
can't.
exactly. You can't. I mean, what am I going to do? Nothing.
Oof.
But
Were you
yeah.
able to nurse your son?
Yeah, I was perfect. I
Nice.
kept calling the lactation consultant because I was having some troubles like getting him to latch. But yeah, I was determined.
Yeah.
There was no way he was gonna form it. No way. So yeah, that went perfect. He was perfectly fine at birth, had no problems. And like I said, I did go back probably about a year later and requested my medical records, and nothing was wrong. No preeclampsia. All my labs perfectly normal. They told me my placenta was faulty, but they did a
Faulty.
report. They did a report of the placenta, and it said placenta was normal, healthy looking.
Wow.
All of this, so completely lied to me.
It's like a script that they learn. I mean, this is such
Exactly.
it's painful that this is such a common story, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, IUGR into
Mhm.
induction, into
Mhm.
C-section, into
Mhm.
messed up blood sugars, into
Mhm.
formula." I mean, it's just such a racket.
Exactly. And they want us to fail. They literally want us to fail. They just want us to. But no,
And
I
I think it's important to always point out here that your body not responding to forced induction
mhm,
actually is the most intelligent thing your body could have
exactly.
done, right? Because your body was trying to protect your son and be like,
Mhm.
no, do not open and release in this environment,
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
so yeah, you already know.
for
The
sure. And I
the
know
shit was
that now. I
crazy.
wish I would have known that back then. I wish I would have known how common this script is for them, you know? Because afterwards I started talking to other women,
Mm.
and, a lot of them, it's still normal for them. They still don't even know that this is a script. This is what they're doing. We're experiments. But yeah, yeah.
Brutal. Okay, so how does that inform your first year of motherhood?
Look, so I think it actually, and it shouldn't have to be like this. You shouldn't have to go through trauma in order to do things the quote unquote right
Right.
way. But I think it pushed me over that edge. Now I'm like this super crunchy mama. Like I've been that, getting more crunchy every year. But yeah, that first year, nothing but no, nothing but breast milk, vegan diet, definitely not vaccinated. No, I did everything I think except cloth diapering. I just started cloth diapering with this second baby. But yeah, it like pushed me over the edge with this life. I started talking to everybody. I worked a retail job. I would just like bring it up with customers. They're looking at me all weird. Like my coworkers knew I was this chick.
You're
Like
on
I'm gonna talk
fire.
to you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm gonna
Totally.
talk to you about birth, natural attachment, parenting. No matter what, I'm going to.
Well,
So
and this is the thing, right? Is when a woman experiences the cost
mhm.
of, what got taken from you,
Mhm. Exactly.
it's it's a big deal,
Yeah.
of course. And so it
Yeah.
lights that fire, just like how, and we're going to get into your story, just like when you experience the euphoria of a normal physiological birth, that
Exactly.
also lights a fire in you. So,
Completely opposite.
but it kind of in this, yes, totally opposite. And yet you
This
leaned into that fire with both paths, and
exactly.
really committed to being you
Mhm,
and to being who you are meant to be as a mother.
mhm.
And, you know, you should never have had to have gone through
Never I felt
that.
so robbed, but at the same
Totally.
time, I'm like, if I wouldn't have gone through this, would I still have this mindset? And that's so crazy and fucked up to even thinking about, because I'm like, I don't want to, like normalize my trauma.
Totally.
No, no, that's not what I'm saying
Well,
at all. I just,
I think it can be all true, because
yeah,
I hear your point, and I think that sometimes it has to be really bad for us to look for a better way, and that
mhm,
was really bad.
yeah,
Like, maybe you would have had one of those quintessential midwifery assisted births where a lot of lame things still happened, but because it was out of the hospital, you would have been grateful for it, and then you wouldn't have,
exactly.
like, who knows?
Wouldn't have, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the point
Uh,
is, you arrived to where you arrived into your power.
Exactly. I would not have known. I would not have known firsthand what goes on in a hospital.
Right.
And I don't mean, just to back up a little bit, my recovery from my C-section was shitty. Like I couldn't walk. My
Mm.
husband had to give me a shower. I was in constant pain, popping all those pharmaceuticals. It was horrible. It was a completely traumatic experience that at the time I didn't even realize
Mm.
how bad it was. Didn't even realize.
Mm. Especially when so many of our friends are also getting C-sections.
Exactly, exactly.
It's
The thing,
just a part of the fabric of our community.
yeah.
Okay, so fast forward a little bit
Mhm,
into what happens first? You get pregnant with your daughter and then decide you're going to free birth, or do you
mm-mm.
decide? Yeah, tell me about that
Yeah.
next phase.
So, I want to say my son was probably about a year or two after I had gotten my medical records, found out I didn't have preeclampsia. I'm on this whole crunchy bandwagon. I'm like, you know what? Why don't I have my own baby? I start seeing posts. I hadn't ran into Free Birth Society yet, but I am friends with one woman, Sudeka. You interviewed
Mm,
her.
she's
And
cool.
I saw, yeah, saw her post. I'm just randomly seeing little things. It's just putting it into my universe. I'm like, why don't I have my own baby? My husband actually actually wanted me to do that with our first son, but it wasn't even on my radar. I was like,
It's kind of cracking me up, the language you're using, have my own baby.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was like I was. I even told him with our son. He was like, Mari, why don't you just do it yourself? I was like, that's illegal. I'll go to jail. What are you talking about? Like, it wasn't even an option to me, which is so sad. It wasn't even an option. The universe just started putting stuff in my eye. And I was like, you know what? Next time I have a baby, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to have a midwife. I don't want a doula. Nothing against doulas. They're great. I'm a very introverted person. I didn't want anybody in my space. I didn't want anyone here but my husband and he was 2 at the time. He's 3 now. And my 2-year-old. I was like, I'm going to do this on my own. And I'm going to show everybody that I can do this. June 2018, I get this. I can't even begin to describe it really, but this energy of a child telling me that she's coming, telling me, Mari, you need to get your diet right, because I was eating crappy. And I just felt it. I started being drawn to rose quartz, and I was like, babe, I'm about to get pregnant, and it's going to be a girl. Yeah, and he's like, whatever, you're crazy. I'm like, okay, next month, I'm like, I think I'm about to get pregnant. I go to a local psychic, get a reading. She asked me if I'm on birth control. I'm like, no. She's like, oh, well, you surely is fertile. I was like, what are you talking about? I had totally forgot.
Like, watch out.
Yeah, that I had been getting this feeling. I wasn't even connecting, but a couple weeks later, found out I'm pregnant. And after that, I'm like, yeah, this is really happening. This is really happening.
Even just that, like even that is so paradigm shaking that, the same thing happened with me. I totally felt my daughter before she was here. And that a lot of people would look at that as crazy or that we're just making stuff up. But the more you talk to women, that is an extremely common experience.
Exactly. It's like they've gotten, as a whole, women so out of touch with themselves that they would never even, be able to even tap into.
Or that when we do, it's so quickly labeled as like dark magic,
Exactly. Like, gosh, like, can we not simply be in tune with our bodies and our spirits and our babies that are coming? Can we not?
Okay, so you get pregnant with your daughter, and you're already aligned with free birth.
And I had discovered Free Birth Society too by then, probably like a month or 2.
Nice. And so what is your pregnancy like? Do you have a totally wild pregnancy?
It's perfect. Totally wild. Only professional I saw was a chiropractor. I started going, I think bi-weekly, at around 4 months. It was great. I had no aches or pains, but yeah, totally wild pregnancy. No ultrasounds, none of that. Nobody seeing me. I got my own blood work done, which is totally not necessary. But I'm just a numbers person. I'm a super nerd, and I just wanted to look at it, and I actually found out like about hemoglobin, how doctors lie to women. Well, your hemoglobin has to be this much during pregnancy. It actually decreases during pregnancy. I found numerous studies that show if your hemoglobin is between 8.5 and 9.5, then that's the best outcome. But yeah. So I started finding out all this. Yeah, totally wild pregnancy. No type of anything. I'm just chilling. I'm still working, but I'm just eating, relaxing, using my natural herbs. I used magnesium oil on my body every day. Totally wild pregnancy. No complaints at all. It was perfect. I stretched every single day, cooked a lot in cast iron, and I just relaxed. I don't even think I used a fetal scope like twice, but I wasn't concerned. Like, I know she has a heartbeat. Duh, I'm getting pregnant. I can feel the baby moving. I don't need all of that extra stuff. I don't need anything to validate that there's a growing baby inside of me. I don't.
Powerful. And your man is like all down with it?
Oh yeah, he's down.
Okay. And so tell me about the weeks prior to you going into labor. Was there much doubt or insecurity to navigate? Was it just like easy peasy and then you had
Yes, Emily. Honestly, I literally did not worry at all. Other people tried to put worries into me, like when I would tell coworkers or anything. Oh, are you sure you can do that? Oh, what if what happened last time happens? Nothing happened, honestly. But yeah, just trying to put doubt into my head, or what you gonna do if this happens, or who's gonna cut the cord?
Right? Why is that like the
Why
most
that
confusing thing to people?
question? Right.
Like, who
Oh
ties
my
your
God.
shoelaces in the morning?
Exactly. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it was more people trying to put doubt on me. I remember telling one of my customers that I don't go to the doctor, and she looked at me like I had two heads, and I just walked off laughing. I love shocking people. It's just my personality. I'm a Capricorn. But yeah, I literally had not 1 ounce of worry.
And none of
That
that got to you. You were able to
none of that.
just
None of
brush
that.
it
I have
off.
probably the toughest skin on earth. So
Nice.
none of that. I was like, I'm gonna do this. And you can look at my Facebook. I'm gonna post it. So
Mhm.
that it is what it is. So so everything's perfect. I roll around to 38 weeks and 5 days. Which is, I don't even like to go by weeks, but just for the sake of the story. 38 weeks, 5 days. I start trickling. It's like nighttime. I want to say it's like 9 o'clock. So I get super excited. I'm like, babe, come here. Look, my water's trickling. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So he's like, okay, we need to get stuff ready. We go to Walmart. We're just running around getting stuff. I'm not worried. Because I know at this point, your water can gush, trickle, reseal itself for days, weeks. I'm fine. I feel
Okay,
fine.
wait. Some foreshadowing. How many times did your man go to Walmart in your birth story?
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went twice.
Just twice. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
So I started trickling. I had very mild contractions around then, but they fizzled out. So that's when we both went to Walmart. We're there till like 1 in the morning.
Oh my
Just
God,
getting
what?
stuff. Just getting stuff. There's so much stuff in Walmart. We're
That's
just riding around
hilarious.
chilling. Get back home. I wake up 8 o'clock next morning. There's a full gush of water. I'm like, oh shit, it's gotten real. So I'm still super excited. I'm still chilling. Still no contractions. So I just kept checking my temperature, every few hours. I feel fine. After that full gush, 24 hours goes by. I'm still trickling, randomly. 48 hours goes by.
Oh, right. I forgot it
72
was
hours
so
goes by.
long.
Yeah, so all of this started on Saturday. I didn't go into labor until Tuesday.
Damn.
Yeah. Saturday, March 2nd, I go into labor on the 5th around 4:30. Straight off the bat, it is consistent contractions, consistent waves. I figure out I have back labor.
Wait, okay. But before that, what is your headspace like? Because that's heady. That's a
Yeah.
big. How were you doing? Were you just still totally unwavered, or were you? Tell me
I'm
about
made.
those 3 days.
I am made for this shit because I'm telling you, I did not worry. Like
That's amazing.
literally did not worry. I'm chilling, watching movies, eating, playing with my son. Like there's no worry, there's no doubt in my mind. I didn't tell anybody, so anybody could
Yeah,
try
smart.
cause I didn't want anybody, even though I'm not affected by anyone's words, I didn't want anybody sending me negative energy. So that's why I didn't, tell Facebook. I'm not doing all that. No. But yeah, I literally, I didn't worry. Not one bit. I was just chilling. She'll come when she comes. Oh well. But yes,
And you knew enough at that point that that was a totally normal
exactly. Yeah,
part.
yeah. You're right. I should have mentioned that. I've done so much research that I'm like, I know this. I know I can go in a hospital right now and read a doctor or nurse. Like I know more than you. Sorry. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. From going through Free Birth Society, just everything. Speaking to you, speaking of other women's accounts, doing my research. I know what I'm talking about. Like, there's no need to worry. I have faith in my body. So yeah, starts on Saturday. Tuesday, that's when I actually go into labor. My contractions start off around 10 to 15 minutes apart, then about 8 minutes, then about 3 to 4 minutes, then about 1 to 2 minutes. Consistent back labor. I'm not even gonna lie, it was horrible. It felt like I was being tortured by the CIA. Like it was bad. And it was 1 to 2 minutes apart for the remainder of the time. I took 3 ibuprofen. I don't even take medicine. I don't even know why that was in my house. I took some After Ease, Rescue Remedy, was using arnica, magnesium oil, I stayed in the birth pool for like 5, 6 hours. Courtney, my husband, he just kept refilling it with hot water. My son's in there playing with me. Hot shower on my back, rebozo, all of these things, trying to relieve these waves. And it was constant. It was constant. Whew. At about the 12-hour mark, that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. That's when I reached out to you in the group. I was like, I don't know. What if this baby is transverse?
You're like, I'm dying.
I don't know, right? Do I have to go to the hospital? Like,
The
I don't want
cutest.
this to happen. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And you just motivated me all the way. Oh my gosh. That motivation was everything. That is what women need. I'm telling you, that is what we need. Yeah, so I'm doing all this. I'm freaking out 12 hours. By that time, it was almost over. It was the 6th. It was 2:00. I remember I typed it in my phone and I text you, I'm throwing up. Is this normal? So I'm still having consistent waves back to back to back to back to back. I all of a sudden feel like I have to poop. And I know this is normal, but in that headspace in labor, I can't even think common sense, So I'm like, babe, I gotta poop, but I'm constipated. I need you to go to Walmart and get me an enema. I need an enema. I don't know where my my regular one is. I don't know. So he's like,
That's
okay.
So funny.
So he gets his clothes on real quick. Walmart is like 2 minutes from our house. But he goes to Walmart. He's FaceTiming me while we're in Walmart. I have a wave while we're on FaceTime, and her head comes out. I'm like, whoa. It's the weirdest feeling ever, but I'm just stroking her hair.
It wasn't poop, babe. It wasn't poop.
Exactly. I was like, babe, her hair just came out. He was like, wait a minute, hold on. I was like, I can't, what do you mean? Hold on. I can't keep her in. He was like, okay, I'm coming home. So he hangs up, and I turn my selfie camera on. I'm standing up in the bathroom. So a couple more waves, and it was literally like my vagina was vomiting. She just came out. I didn't have to push. I think I had to like maybe bear down a little bit, but it wasn't even painful. I don't remember feeling a ring of fire. It was just very intense, and I'm pretty sure it had to do with me standing up in that position and, just letting it happen. There was no one around me to tell me, oh, push now or hold, you know what I'm saying? It was normal. It was normal. It was F.E.R. at its finest. And she just came out and yeah, it was beautiful. He walked in the door probably like 2 minutes later. I'm suctioning all the amniotic fluid from her nose and spitting. It's just very primal and just instinctive. And I was just in love. And yeah, it was wonderful. But anyway, so a couple minutes after we're just gushing over her. We don't know if it's a he or a she right now. He's hoping for a girl. I've been feeling feminine energy this entire pregnancy. So I asked him if he's ready to check the gender. We do. It's a girl. He goes screaming around the house. It's just the best experience ever. My 3-year-old is looking like, I don't know about this. What is this little baby doing right here? But yeah, it was great. After that, we just chilled. I think I called you because I was like, she's not crying forcefully. And you told me that when not crying forcefully is normal for a baby that's been born peacefully. So yeah, we chilled. My husband had to tell me to sit down. I forgot that I was standing up all these minutes. So
oh my gosh,
down.
yeah.
My placenta came out for almost an hour exactly. Almost an hour. I put a bowl in the toilet and released it there. It was intact. I inspected it. We tried cord burning, but her cord was just so short. I don't know. Maybe I just have short cord babies because his cord was short too. But yeah, her cord was super short. We tried burning it, but it was just too short. So we just snipped it. One thing that I'll remember for next time is to eat. I don't know how I forgot, but I guess I was just on such a birth high. I forgot to eat for like 2-3 hours. I got the shakes for about 10-15 minutes. But he got me some food. And after that, man, it was just so peaceful. The baby didn't even wake up the first night. We slept for like 8-9 hours and knocked out. Yeah. And when I told people that after, they was like, oh my God, I would have been so scared. That's just another thing. We're not trusting our babies. We're not trusting our bodies. Like,
Totally. Well,
Ew.
my baby slept for 9 hours her first night.
Really?
Yeah, and
I mean, they've been through labor with us,
it
so
was
why
such a
wouldn't
gift.
they? Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But
Oh,
also, obviously, most women are being told you have to nurse every 2 hours,
mhm.
and they're not co-sleeping.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
there's never been a worry in my mind about anything with her because she's right next to me, but there's
Mhm.
no way I would have been able to
Put
be
in a
calm.
separate,
Oh
yeah.
my God, I would have been waking up every 20 minutes
It
to go
is
check on her.
exactly. It doesn't make any
No, it
sense.
really doesn't.
None at all.
So then how is this postpartum? How's your healing? How is nursing?
Oh, great. Postpartum, besides the fact that somehow I pulled my hamstring giving birth,
Whoa.
like, and it didn't even kick in until like maybe a week later. My chiropractor actually came to my house to give me a
Good.
just. I could not walk, but other than that, oh, it was perfect. I had no complaints. I felt great, tons of energy. I still made sure I rested, chilled in the bed as much as possible. My husband waited on me hand and foot. Love him so much. But yeah, it was a completely opposite experience. It
Mm.
made me really realize like this is how it should be. There should be no fear giving birth, no apprehension. Like, man, this is a gift. It's literally a gift. I feel like a goddess. I am a goddess. Like, whew. Yeah, it was great. Totally opposite.
Wow. Totally opposite. Wow. You just did it, man. You just were like, I'm gonna correct that shit.
Yeah, I really did. I didn't tear. I'm trying to think. Nothing. Literally.
I mean, you had a fearless birth.
Yeah. It
Truly.
was. It was just so, for lack of a better word, natural. It was just so natural. I got
Mm.
my placenta chilling in my fridge. We're probably gonna plant it and grow a tree over it. But it was
Aw, that's sweet.
just the best experience ever. I wonder if my neighbors heard me because I was screaming when I was in labor. They haven't said anything, so probably not. But yeah, I can't ever see me not doing it this way. I
Well,
just
once you've tasted the thing that society's trying to starve out of us,
mm-hmm.
once you've tasted it, it's on.
It's like, yeah.
And like what you said about with your son's birth, in a way, you even tasted it because it was stolen from you,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
and it's within us and it's ours. It's always what's so comforting to me about all of this stuff is it's ours. And
Mm-hmm.
it's only the belief, the temporary, like suspended belief that we forgot that it's ours is what's
Mm-hmm.
going on because
Yeah.
it can be remembered in just one thought.
Exactly.
You don't have to like do anything other than remember that
Mm-hmm.
it's ours and then it's just taken back.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
really simple.
that ancestral knowledge and wisdom that we all have that you can tap into. But if you choose to cover your eye, then you're never gonna experience this. You're gonna experience what they want you to experience.
Exactly.
And I refuse. I refuse. That's why I speak on this as much as I can, as much as I possibly can. So many women have told me, "Oh my God, Mari, you inspire me, motivated me. I want to do this with my next baby. Oh my gosh, I didn't know this is an option." Just like with ultrasounds. Why didn't anyone tell me my first baby when I'm posting ultrasounds on Facebook how dangerous this is? Why is no one telling me?
No one knows.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And I refuse to sit back and just allow this wisdom to be forgotten. To
Right.
just
I mean, and therefore you've done it. It's living on within
exact,
you. And
exact.
you are a living example of someone who remembered and then birthed in power. And so every
Hmm.
woman that comes in your path, you became a lighthouse for the women in your community. It's so
I
beautiful.
agree. I agree. I agree. All of us that have done this is. We don't know what we're doing. They might try to come for us, of course. But yeah, it was a beautiful experience.
Mm.
Beautiful experience. I can't wait to do it again. Probably a bunch more times. My husband, he says I'll probably get tired after the fifth one, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
see.
see.
Mm.
Awesome. Well, do you have anything else to add or do you feel complete?
I just want to tell women that you can do this. You are a woman. You are meant to have babies. If you can get pregnant, you can have your baby. You don't need anyone telling you what to do, when to do it this way, or you have to get this done. No, you can do it, period.
And it's actually our biological imperative that
Ex-
we do it our
mm-hmm,
way because
mm-hmm,
we know best for our children.
mm-hmm.
And the fact that that became so radical to embody is fucking nuts.
Exactly. They literally convinced generations that women can't have their own babies.
And
That's
that we
what we
don't know what's best.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
we don't have the wisdom for our own offspring. No, it's a lie. It's a
Right.
complete lie.
Well, I'm so glad to connect with you today. I love your story and just such a
Thank you.
powerful example of what's possible.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for having me on.
That's it for today, everyone. Join us next week for another episode of the Free Birth Podcast. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your body, your choice. Lots of love.